Hello, everybody. It has been a while since I made a video, just because I've been really busy, and also making videos are lots of work, and I just have been busy. I was just trying to. Okay, no. As the video says, I cut my hair. I've had my hair this short before, but it was never this layered. So it just kind of looked like flat and boring. But this I really like. I need to wash my hair, honestly, so it doesn't look amazing, but I like it, and I'm going to talk about a bunch of different stuff today, including music, but look at this guy. Hey. He's purring right now, I don't know if you can hear. Romeo's probably in every single video, not because I put him in here, just because he likes being on video. Even if I try to record stuff for academic purposes, he tries to get into the videos because he loves them so much. I think he just really likes the camera. Okay, so I have been wanting to put music out on Spotify for a long time, and that may be a possibility soon. I do have some work stuff, some music work in progress in terms of like getting it sounding better. I think my main setback right now is like just final products, and also I'm really bad at like writing. I'm not bad at writing songs. I take that back. I'm really bad at writing full songs. Lots of the snippets that I put in my YouTube shorts are fully formed. Or not fully formed, sorry. And they're only the first couple verses. So I think today I'm gonna go in and, not in the video, just on my own time, and write them in, try to record some more stuff, and yeah. I really do love recording covers. I think right now I'm trying to focus on like my own music, but seriously, if there's any songs that people want me to cover, they should tell me, because I would love to. There's one day I was bored, and I put that on my Instagram story and was like, hey, any song suggestions? I got so many from my peers, and so I sung them, and there were like 10 songs in my stories, and it was really fun. The thing about Spotify is that I paid for a DistroKid, right? But I really don't want to put something on Spotify that's like lower quality. But if you guys go on my Bandcamp, I have a bunch of stuff there, and it is not super good quality, but I just put them out because they're finished songs, right? If you guys go and listen to some of them, and are like, hey, I would totally listen to these on Spotify, let me know, because I have been debating, because I'm like, you know what, I'm paying for this DistroKid thing, and I'm just sitting waiting, and I kind of like want to start putting stuff out even if it's like early. So I was thinking of making some like lo-fi, low quality music that sounds like bedroom pop a little bit. So I would start making my sound a little bit more like early Claro music, if that makes sense. Oh, you went away. Perfect. I'm just kidding. And then also, I think I'm gonna make a video. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Honestly, when I say you guys, my 24 subscribers that I don't even know watch my videos, if you want to see me do other things besides music on this channel, I will also do that, because I like to talk about stuff that I like. So I will talk about whatever it is. I will react to theater music. I will do theater stuff. I will talk about books and writing and drawing. I do have a drawing tablet. So I was thinking of doing like a weird like speed paint, like, or like a draw and talk video, something like that. I don't know. So yeah, this is just a really short video of me trying to gauge what I should do, and if I end up getting like no feedback from this video, I'm just gonna decide on my own. Speaking of books, I think I'm actually gonna talk about that today. I think today is gonna be a random crazy video where I just talk about stuff that just comes to my mind. So I'm gonna go talk about books for a second. These are all the amazing, wonderful books I got from the library, and there are like... So I've got all of these amazing books, and I'm going to go through them. Not all of them, super long, because I haven't read all of them yet. I'm going to start with the ones I've read. go down the path from there. So the first one that I read from this amazing book stack over here that you can't see, this freaking book is amazing. And if you read the first one, which is very, very popular, I don't know if you can see that, A House on the Cerulean Sea, this is the sequel. It is good. And may I venture and say that this is possibly the first sequel that I think is actually better than the original. Or more impactful. Because this thing was amazing. So that's saying a lot for this. This made me cry. A lot. Not in a bad way. Not because I was tearing up because bad stuff happened. I was crying because of the freaking main character and his thoughts and feelings. And I was feeling them with him. And oh my god. There is this one moment in the book. You can skip forward if you don't want a spoiler. Where him and one of his... If you know the plot, you'll understand. If you don't know the plot, you won't understand. Where him and his daughter have this like moment together, and oh my god, I started crying like and she was just really upset about stuff, and he was just being such a good father, and it was just, and technically he's not her father yet, because like they're like adoptives sort of, so it's like, or in the future they're adopted, and it's like, oh my god, it was so beautiful. I can't explain it, but it's really good. I love TJ Klune. I aspire to be... I write books and stuff too. I aspire... Not that I have any published, but I aspire to be like him one day. TJ Klune, you're my hero, and I hope that you continue to spread your wonderful message, because I think all of society needs to read this book right now. I think that is really important. I think it's really important. Low-key, this could be a book people read in school, bro. Like, it literally has the same morals. Anyways, so yeah, I would rate this a 10 out of 10. I think today's going to be turning into a book video. I smell that. That was a weird sentence. Second book I read, finished this week, The Resurrectionist. I did not know that this book was real. So, let me back that up. This book is about people called body snatchers in the 1800s. And I thought that was fictional for the book, but then when I looked it up and I was like, they're real? Because basically people, in a very nutshell summary, there would be groups of people in secrecy and in like underground market sort of way who rob graves for medical schools who couldn't afford like to buy dead people because they have to study anatomy and how things work, and like you can't do that on a real person, but they couldn't afford like the other bodies and whatever, so they would steal them. And this is about a kind of this kind of guy that comes from a rich family, and a rich family who kind of got like bankrupt, and he, but he grew up pretty posh and whatever, and then he comes to Edinburgh in Scotland to this medical school because he really wants to pursue being a doctor, and he gets wrapped up in these groups, and it says, naive but determined James Willoughby has abandoned his posh sheltered life at Oxford to pursue a lifelong dream of studying surgery in Edinburgh. Blah, 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 blah. Except the chance to work on a human cadaver. For that, he needs to join one of the private schools in Surgeon Square at a cost he cannot afford. In desperation, he strikes a deal with... I know how to pronounce it, I'm just, like, worried about messing it up. Nye McKinnon, a dashing young dissectionist with an artist's eye for anatomy and a reckless passion for knowledge. Nye promises to help him gain the surgical experience he craves, but it doesn't take long for James to realize he's made a devil's bargain. Other summary that I'm not gonna read. It's really good book. The main characters are queer, or the two main characters, they're queer, and it is a beautiful telling of like them in the 1800s, especially because it wasn't all like, oh, this is totally normal that we're seeing each other in the 1800s. Like, they do a really good job, and there's this one part, I can't talk about it. I don't want to spoil it, even though people aren't probably gonna read it. This one made me cry too, because there are some like moments in it that I was like, I cry really easily. So, but anyways, I would rate this book also a 10 out of 10. It's really good. The writing is a good mixture of like 1800s, but like for the contemporary like person. So it's not written completely realistically how a person in the 1800s would write it, or else it would probably be boring for people. but it's written in such a way where it's a little like it's different, and it is 1800s, but it's also like mixed with contemporary, so it's cool. I don't know how to describe that very well. 10 out of 10 book. Next one I'm reading, and I haven't gotten very far. I'm on page like 10. It's called Young Mungo. Part of me worries that this is the second book, just because it talks about the other author's book a lot. And I'm worried, I'm like, is this the second? I don't think it is, but let me take a breath. I'm talking really fast. Oh, he's back. Look at him. Hey. Hey, loudmouth. Oh. It's called Young Mungo. I love this cover. What? Sorry, he keeps talking. Yes. I love this cover. So it's not very good quality. You can't really see it that well, but it's this guy like kind of underwater, and it's really pretty. Yeah, Young Mungo. This is definitely, I don't read young adult books anymore, really. I started to dive into like, because I'm 18 and YA starts to get kind of repetitive or like tropey. So, anyways, and this is about it's like during the times that like Protestants and Catholics were at war with each other, and it's in the middle of Glasgow, and it's about these two main characters, and they like meet each other, but it's not that simple. Like, I don't know. I'm really bad at explaining books, especially this one, which I haven't read all the way through, so I can't rate it yet, but I'm really excited for it because this author has a lot of praise. So, yay! The one I'm going to read next, I'm kind of regretting wearing this shirt. It's really hot in here. For some reason, I don't know why. The one I'm going to read next is probably this one, Watermoon. This has been on my to-do list, to read list for a long time. You cannot see the cover very well. Let me get some more light in here. Hold on. You cannot see the cover very well, but it is beautiful. I love the design. There's like reflections of the city back here. There's little origami boats, the moon, clouds, like reflection on the river. The author's name is right here. I love it. It's beautiful, and the fact that it's like framed with this white. I know they say not to judge books by its cover, but I'm also like, if I see a book that has an atrocious cover on it that looks ugly and like low quality, then I'm kind of like, I don't know. So I do sometimes judge a book by its cover, but cognitive dissonance. Okay, anyways, so this is called Watermoon, and it is kind of, I don't know if anybody else has heard of, it's pretty popular online, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. It's similar to that, because I love, like, books, especially more Asian books, and they have this, like, folk tale feeling to them, where they're fantasy, but mixed with, like, realistic. So in this one, it's about a pawn shop, where you can sell your regrets. And it's just like the charming fantasies, especially of like Asian folktale sort of like feelings, authors, like especially Japanese authors. And when it's mixed with that sort of fantasy, but it's like tiny fantasy, it's not like big world fantasy. It's really, really like cool because it has this like touch of magic to it, but it's not complete, but it is also like realistic in a way. And through the fantasy, it kind of says something about like morals and gives you a little lesson. It's really heartwarming and cool. So I'm really excited to read this one. Yeah. Next book we have, I don't know if I'm gonna read this one. I checked it out, but I didn't realize it was small. And sometimes when I get really small books, I feel discouraged to read them. I don't know why. It's called Small Things Like These. It did win, it was shortlisted for the Booker Prize and part of Oprah's book club, apparently, in 2024. And it's about this guy in a small town in Ireland, 1985, and it's kind of like historical fiction, sort of. Yeah, I do really like the book, though, like the cover with the snow and the simple. I really like it. As you can tell, I really like graphic design on books. I think it's really cool. Next one is also one that I've had on my to-read list. Is called The Fox Wife. This one is more popular. I think more people know about this one. And it is also sort of like a historical fantasy fiction. I don't know what you call that. But I've been wanting to read this for a long time because I've heard so much good things about it, and it's been on my to-read for a couple months now, so. Hello. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but he keeps talking to me. Okay. The next one I also don't know if I'm going to read. Look how small it is. And I think it's a children's book, but the thing is it's written by Susanna Clarke, and look at this beautiful cover. Oh, I love it. Yeah. And it has like illustrations, and it looks like a children's book, but I think it's like a adult children's book. I don't know how you say that. Like, I don't think it's written for kids. I think it's just like in that format. Anyways, it's called The Wood at Midwinter. It's by Susanna Clarke, who wrote Piranesi, which I have up here. Oh, I got it from Barnes & Noble, because it was also a book on my to-read. She wrote Piranesi, which is also a beautiful book. It's so pretty. And oh my god, this book is crazy. It starts out really, really, really slow, but it's still good. Like, it's a slow, like, it's the kind of slow where you still like it. It's like, yeah, it's slow, but you also want to know what's going on, because it's like confusing, but confusing in like a different way. I don't know how to explain it. This book is so good. The plot twists in this book are like once you start to get to like the middle, it starts to be like, what? And like all the stuff at the beginning starts to like click and make sense, and everything. Like, this book is like a literal puzzle piece, and I love it so much. And everything just comes together really, really nice. And the foreshadowing is just, it's amazing. So because she wrote this amazing book, I was also like, oh, hey, maybe this one is good too. So I've yet to read it because it's so short, and I don't know if it's really for me, but this one is great. Yeah, it's great. I love books. Okay, next book, which is the last book. This video is really long. It's called The Will of Many. I also really like the cover for this one. It looks like sideways. I don't know how to say it. This book is incredibly long. It is 629 pages. And it's a series. You can't read that. It says book 1. It's a series. I think the second book isn't even out yet, because this is published in like 2024. I think. 2023. So yeah, it's really big. So this is probably the one I'm going to read last, and it's going to take me longest. The thing about books also for me is that I am a very fast reader. I think I could read this. If I really liked this one, I could read it in 2 days. Not even kidding. I read really fast. And I don't skip over things. I just a really fast reader. I was reading when I was in preschool, so I like to read. So yeah, that is my amazing, I just want to show the stack along with this one. That is my amazing collection of books, and that is going to be the video for today, because I did not realize how long it was going to be. So I hope you enjoyed that super random video, and if you love books, then hopefully this is for you. And if you just want to be here for my music journey, again, comment what I should do, listen to my Bandcamp stuff, tell me what to release on Spotify. If you like any of like the original stuff that I do, if you want me to release like the rest of the song, like the little snippets I've been doing, tell me. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So thank you guys for being here and sitting through me yapping about books. I appreciate it. So I will see you again when I make a new video. So bye bye. Oh, he got distracted by a car. So bye bye, and we will see you in the next video. And I say we because he'll probably be here, because he just loves to be in videos. So we'll see you next time.